Hello and welcome to another video. This is part 3 on the C5 restoration and trying to get it working as best as we can. So in this video we're going to be looking at the capacitors in the servo area, trying to get a good stable picture, and then we'll be changing the switches in this this timer module. So I'm not sure all completely and utterly had it pretty much. I did actually get one of them to work. I sort of managed to set the clock. Yeah, that was a one-off. So yeah, let's crack on. I have capacitors. So let's try and get this servo circuitry working as it should. Time to change some caps. Capacitors changed and things are working much better. A little bit of colour's not wonderful. There's a little bit of colour distortion, but having said that, I think that is the tape. A few problems with this tape, with the various content on it. But yeah, it's basically changed these 5 capacitors for the TANTs, and yeah, what a difference. I checked every single one on the little tester, and every single one was really high ESR, and many weren't reading anywhere near what they should have. I say many, I mean there's only 5, but I think only one was reading correctly. So definitely needed doing. But yeah, those 5, changed those, and all's good. There was another Sanyo capacitor in there as well. Can't remember which one it was now. And I changed that as well. I think that was a 0.22 microfarad cap as well. So I've changed that. Just because the Sanyo caps, they just really they have not lasted well. So yeah, all done. So the next thing is to sort out these buttons. Everything else works fine. It's just literally the press buttons that are bad. So let's try to set itself. Yes, so we'll do that next. Yes, I don't know why I thought it might be an idea to take the timer module out with the power on, but for some reason I was just, I don't know. I mean, I didn't, obviously, but I was just like, let's crack on. So, it's a long time since I've taken one of these out, so I'm hoping it is just literally, gosh, that was stiff. Literally just unplugging these. I notice I do it completely the wrong way, straining the wires, and then under here somewhere, I can't see, but you can. I don't care if the screw drops. I'm hoping the little bit of magnetism that's left in the screwdriver before I... Yay! Where'd that go? Oh, there. And is that the same? Will that pretty much come off? Or is there anything else that sort of needs to come undone? Oh, yeah. It does actually have... Yeah, I'm going to have to get that off for starters. Slacken these off because they're on... Oh, that was clever. Let's undo these and have a look. See what I'm missing. At the moment I seem to be just scrabbling about with the main cord. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's just caught. Okay, that's fine. I can live with that. This was caught. It's fine assembly here. Yeah, so that was just caught in there somehow. Oh, it's caught against that lip. Right, okay, so it's as simple as I thought it should be. So, yeah. Next thing is to take this top off. I've already undone those two screws previously for no reason whatsoever, but obviously now it's sort of quite handy. Is that enough just to lift it off? I wouldn't think I hadn't done this before. Actually, I've done this quite a few times and I still can't remember. It's funny how some things you do forget. Time to change these switches. So, basically, I use these, and you put them at an angle across the contacts, so they don't go square like the originals. They go like a diamond. And these are 9mm, 9mm actuators, and I have quite a few of them because I knew I'd be doing quite a lot. I did my C7 as well, and the C7 has a lot more switches, so this one should be a bit more pleasing. There's quite a few less switches to change. So what I'll do is I'll change the switches and we'll do it as a sped up sort of thing again. I know how much everybody loves these sped up videos of changing stuff, so I shall do that now. Let's crack on. So the switches are all done. And in case you were wondering, I was breaking off the legs, the opposite, that's an angle legs. And how you work that out is the way these are shaped. The contacts go from this side to this side. You might have seen me test one of the switches just to make sure what they are standard. But yeah, I've never known them not be standard. And so far as that, the contact is made from this pair to this pair. So breaking one of these off, so I break, say, that one and that one off, you'll still get a contact when the button is pushed across the diagonal ones here and here. And you can see there is a line sort of dictating there is a flow. If you think of that line as a flow when the button's pushed, that should help as well. One thing as well with this is that at first glance it looks as if you haven't got an awful lot of space to sort of pull this out and whatever, but if you do pull, there's actually quite a lot of slack in these cables, so you should be able to put it out enough to be able to tip it over and get to the all the solder joints that you need to desolder to get the switches out. Okay, so putting it back in is the reverse of the removal procedure. It's all back in, and so far so good. Let's just put that down. So, can we set the clock? What do you have to hold it, don't you? Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And yes, it is that late. Okay. That seems to be running quite fast as well, but yeah, that's working. Set turn off. So I've got to make sure that's on turn off rather than tape in before you can set it, I guess. There we go. I've never set a timer on a C5, because I've only ever used them for copying tapes, so there you go. A bit of a... So if I press clear all, panic, yeah, that does clear all. Hour. Don't know why I'm doing that, because it's midnight. And it is midnight 24. And there we go. Super. So, this is about done. I just need to put all the covers back on, and then we should have a working video recorder. A lovely, as it turns out, surprisingly to me anyway, a lovely Sony C5. So still a bit slow on the eject, but it's fine. Seems to be working well. Oh, that's flickery, isn't it? Actually looks a lot better live than it does on the camera, but old tech, innit? So yeah, cool. And yeah, everything's working. Like I say, it's a bit slow on the unload, which I might have a little fertile about with, but yeah, really cool. Very pleased with that. So what I'll do now is put all the covers on and then show it off in all its glory. All back together, so let's do a final appraisal. So first of all, let's set the clock. I'm just going to set it to a random time, so I don't know what time it is. It's probably late. There we go. So that's set. Turn it on. Ooh. Yeah, have to line the top lid up a bit better, won't I? Oh, it's that lovely flicker again. It's looking good, though. Well, it's not looking so good, but that's fairly typical for these, really. A bit noisy, but yeah, that's fine. So fast forward, rewind, which is fine. It's a bit slow, but it is right at the beginning of the tape, so I'd expect it to be a bit slow. So let's just sort this lid out. These screws have seen better days, haven't they? It's not so easy to do this one-handed. I will more than likely replace these screws because they are pretty rusty, but just for the sake of getting it back together. So let's magic. Oh gosh, that's blinking dusty in there. Good grief. So I probably will give it some extra servicing, just try and get rid of some of those whirs and knocks and bangs and all the rest of it that this machine has, which is, to be fair, it's to be expected with a 42-year-old machine potentially. So yeah, but really pleased with this. Nice machine. And really lovely to see one working again, to be honest. I mean, quite a lot of these still show up on eBay. It's actually quite remarkable how many of them are out there still. But this one is one that actually works properly. I mean, it would give a decent image from tapes, good enough to back stuff up at least. Yeah, so I'll now run it for a while and see how it performs, give it another minor service and check over. Probably give it a line because I'm still not altogether convinced the colour's quite right. But yeah, get that done and yeah, it'll be a lovely machine again. So that's the end of the series on the C5. And thank you ever so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and hope maybe you picked up some stuff or just relived some stuff or just thought it was interesting to see somebody fiddling about with such devices in 2020. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and see you in another video.